Europe is making a big move in its energy strategy and it's turning heads. Instead of relying on traditional American natural gas supplies, the EU is looking to Canada for a cleaner, more sustainable partnership. Why this sudden shift? Rising costs, political tensions, and a growing need for green energy are all playing a role. But this isn't just a European decision, it has massive implications for the US, the global energy market, and the future of technology and trade. So what's really happening? And why is Canada suddenly the go-to partner for Europe's energy future? Let's break it all down, and before we dive in, if you are enjoying this deep dive into global energy strategies, hit that like button and share this video. It helps a lot. The energy crisis triggered by the Russia-Ukraine war shook up global markets. Europe, heavily dependent on Russian gas, had to scramble for new suppliers. At first, the US seemed like the obvious choice, stepping in with large-scale LNG exports, but as time passed, issues started piling up. One of Europe's biggest complaints? The cost. American LNG isn't cheap and strict trade conditions make it even less appealing. European leaders feel they are being backed into a corner, forced to accept high prices while the US uses energy as a political tool. This frustration has been growing, pushing Europe to explore other options, and that's where Canada comes in. Canada has what Europe wants: vast reserves of natural gas, strong environmental policies, and a willingness to collaborate. Unlike the US, Canada isn't playing hardball with tariffs, protectionism, or political games. It's offering a stable, cooperative partnership that aligns perfectly with Europe's long-term green energy goals. This shift isn't just about Europe and Canada, it's also shaking up American energy companies. For years, US firms relied on European markets for revenue and strategic influence, but with Europe looking elsewhere, those deals and long-term investments are now at risk. Washington is watching closely, but so far it hasn't found a way to stop the momentum shifting north. Right now, Canada still has a long way to go in building the necessary infrastructure for massive LNG exports, but investments are pouring in. If European demand stays strong and long-term contracts are signed, Canada could become a major global energy player in the coming years. This isn't just about gas and LNG. Europe's relationship with Canada is expanding in other key industries, especially automotive. With the EU set to phase out internal combustion engines by 2035, the demand for electric vehicles is skyrocketing. And what do EVs need? Batteries, lots of them. Here's where Canada stands out. It's rich in aluminium, nickel, cobalt, and other essential minerals needed for EV production. European countries like Germany, France, and those in Scandinavia are already locking in supply chain deals with Canada to secure these minerals. The US has its own mineral reserves, but strict regulations and political gridlock make mining and extraction a headache. As a result, Europe sees Canada as the more reliable and hassle-free option. By the way, what do you think? Will Canada really become Europe's go-to energy and resource partner, or will the US fight back? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your take. Another major reason Europe prefers Canada: their shared commitment to environmental policies. Both are strong supporters of the Paris Agreement and green initiatives, making collaboration on clean energy much easier. The US, meanwhile, has struggled with inconsistent policies. Some states push for green energy while others roll back regulations. This lack of cohesion makes it harder for Europe to count on the US as a long-term green energy partner. Beyond energy and trade, this move has political undertones. The America First approach from the US administrations, combined with ongoing trade tensions, has made Europe wary of relying too much on American exports. Canada, with its diplomatic and stable approach, offers a more predictable and less politically charged alternative. For Europe, this isn't just about economics, it's also about reducing reliance on a partner that has become increasingly unpredictable. Not surprisingly, US officials aren't thrilled about losing market share to Canada. Publicly, they are maintaining a diplomatic stance, but behind closed doors, energy and automotive industries are scrambling to respond. The Biden administration has rolled out massive incentives to keep battery production and EV manufacturing in the US, but these policies have triggered trade disputes with Europe. This tension only pushes the EU further towards Canada. As Europe diversifies its partnerships, the Canada-Europe alliance is strengthening. Canada gains a solid long-term market for its energy and minerals, while Europe secures a cleaner, more stable supplier. With new LNG facilities being developed along Canada's coasts, the potential for expansion is huge. For the US, the challenge is clear. It needs to adjust its policies if it wants to win back Europe's trust. High energy prices and trade barriers have driven European partners away, and without a shift in strategy, Canada will continue to gain ground. For Canada, the opportunity is enormous, but so is the responsibility. Expanding infrastructure, maintaining reliable supply chains, and proving itself as a dependable partner will be key to securing its role in the global market. The global energy landscape is evolving fast. Canada's rise as Europe's preferred partner is more than just a temporary shift. It signals deeper changes in global trade and strategic alliances. The US isn't out of the picture, but it's clear that Europe is no longer willing to depend on a single supplier, especially one that plays by tough rules. So will the US make a comeback and reclaim its position in Europe's energy market, or is this Canada's moment to shine? The energy game is changing, and we'll be watching closely to see how it all unfolds. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss the next big story. See you in the next one.